Hey guys, welcome back to MuscleMentor.net. I'm Brad Hall and this is Justin Harris. And the topic for today's video is keto or keto dieting. And it seems to be making kind of a little bit of a comeback, or I'm hearing more and more questions and things about it. So Justin, go ahead and tell us about your thoughts on ketogenic dieting.
Yeah, I think there needs to be kind of an important differentiation between, are you looking to be in ketosis because you believe there's some mental and physical benefits of being in ketosis, or are you using a keto type diet for losing weight? And if you're using it for losing weight, it doesn't matter if you're in ketosis or not. It doesn't matter if you're using fat as your primary energy source. If you still eat more calories than you burn, you're still going to store those extra calories. So, I mean, as an energy source, it really doesn't matter. I mean, it's nice to have fat as an energy source, but in a depleted state, when calories are low, you're going to pull from body fat stores regardless. And there really isn't any. The reason you're in ketosis is because you haven't been eating any carbs, and so clearly you're not going to be using glycogen as a primary energy source. You're going to be using fat. Well, the same thing on any kind of diet. When you're in the fat burning stage and you're in a low caloric state, you're going to use glycogen stores first for weight training type movements, and then after that, the excess calorie deficit is going to be from fat. So, from a purely fat burning perspective, I don't think there's any real benefit to other kinds of diets, and I think there's some negatives in the fact that you don't get the metabolic boosting effects of of a refeed day or periods of high glycogen storage, which then swell the muscle with water. And so I think in some ways there's actually a negative dieting effect as far as bodybuilding is concerned. Now the next thing with losing weight is most people aren't really truly in ketosis when they're doing a keto diet, and because most people, especially in bodybuilding, do a keto diet as a no carb diet, even though it's still really high in protein. Well, if you eat more than about 20% of your calories from protein, you're not going to be in ketosis. And this confuses people because people know about ketosis breath and stuff. Ketosis breath is actually like a sweet smelling breath. What I call as dieter's breath is actually an ammonia breath. And when you eat too much protein, and protein becomes your primary fuel source because you don't have enough carbohydrates and you don't have a ton of fats in the diet, then you start burning protein as your primary fuel source, which one of the byproducts is ammonia, which will give you that nasty ass dieter breath. And if you ever see, especially used to see this in the 90s with guys who would work with Chad Nicholas, because he would do really high protein, basically meat only diets, constantly chewing gum.
Right.
Find a video where Ronnie Coleman is dieting where he's not chewing gum. Find a video where Dennis James, when he was working with him, where he's dieting and he's not chewing gum. Any of those guys, Tom Pritz, Flex Wheeler, because they're burning protein as their primary fuel source, which is fine also, as long as you're in a calorie deficit and you have enough protein to make sure you're not eating your muscle tissue. The calorie deficit is what matters. So Chad's diets work. They're extremely high protein, and he did a refeed day with an extremely high carbohydrate day. But that's, and I see people kind of refer to that as keto breath or whatever, and that's not. That's ammonia breath.
Right.
Ketosis breath is totally different. It's not. You don't notice it. It's not a bad taste in your mouth. It's just like a kind of a sweet smell that other people could smell. If you smell like shit, it's from the protein. So that true ketosis, and Matt Porter did this. He was down, I think, 80 grams of protein a day.
Mhm.
A true keto diet where you're truly in ketosis comes from a high fat
Right.
diet, not a high protein diet.
Yeah, it's usually
So
like
that's
70-30, I think was the
yeah.
you know.
So and if you think about that, 70% from fat. It's
You're
hard to even find sources that are. I mean, peanut butter. I don't even know if peanut butter is 70% fat.
gonna
It's
get too many